My first year in real estate, I made $4,500. It was painful, but in a short amount of time after that, I was able to create a six-figure business within 12 months. And this isn't about taking another course, and this isn't about getting rich quickly. I'm gonna share with you the step-by-step approach and process that I took to ultimately create a six-figure business for myself, and has continued to be a six-figure business and grow year after year. Now, the very first thing that I did when I was struggling was seek out a mentor. I was struggling. I didn't know what I didn't know. So my approach was, I gotta find somebody that's already done what I would like to do. So I approached the team lead at Keller Williams where I was working, and I said, can you provide me with the top 5 income producers in this brokerage? And he did. And I reached out to all 5 personally. 2 got back to me, and 1 ultimately became my mentor. Somebody that I could call, somebody that could show me the path, that had already figured it out. And guess what? This catapulted my career, because I could have stayed in the struggle. I could have stayed trying to figure this out on my own. But what I have found in my life is seeking out mentors changes the game. It shortcuts the time frame, and your time is valuable, right? And if they've already figured it out and they're willing to support you, help you in exchange for something, guess what? I'm willing to pay to shortcut the path. And that's exactly what I did with a mentor. And it changed my real estate career forever. I started to see it a lot more clearly. I had structure on what I should do next. And when I had problems come up, or I was struggling, or I needed accountability, guess what? My mentor was there to hold my hand, to help me to answer any questions. So if you are struggling, I highly suggest start looking around in your office who is actually producing results. Look outside your office who is producing results in real estate, and seek them out. Have a conversation with them, see if they're willing to mentor you, okay? This will be a game changer for you, and it was a game changer for me. The second thing that I did personally was create a marketing plan. I had to put myself out there, even though I didn't really want to put myself out there. I'm introverted, okay? So it was a struggle for me internally, but when you stretch yourself and you put yourself outside of your comfort zone, guess what? It's like a mirror. You're looking at yourself, you're looking at your insecurities, and what you can ultimately do to shift those when you're starting to stretch yourself and outside of your comfort zone. So for me, I implemented a few things in my marketing plan that I knew that I had to stick with and be consistent with. I was new to this area too. I knew absolutely nobody where I live now and I sell real estate. I was basically like, you drop me in a new city. I had no family, no friends close by. I had to start from scratch. So the very first thing that I did was pick a geofarm area. I said, I'm gonna make myself noticeable in this area so they have to see me. So what I did is I cycled around and I door knocked it 3 to 4 times within that 12-month period. And in tandem with that, what I did is I put out postcards every month. Now today, after doing it for so many years, people know exactly who I am when I knock on the door. I'm a familiar face in my geofarm area. It's because I've made myself noticeable. And I like to call that the offline method. But I knew I wanted to be online too. I do have a passion about online marketing. So in tandem with that, I started to create Facebook ads. And both of these things started to create leads for me, prospects, people that I could nurture, people's names and emails and phone numbers that I could put into my database. And what it did for me is start to create out an email list of people that I could communicate with monthly, weekly, whatever I would like. So doing these 2 methods, offline, online, what I did, running Facebook ads, and then people in my geofarm area started to see me on Facebook ads. So they were seeing me in multiple different spots with the postcards and the door knocks. And guess what? In my geofarm area, within that 12 months, I had 4 listings on the same exact street, believe it or not. Okay, so that's how powerful it is when people start to notice you. And I also picked a geofarm area that was close by, so I could make myself notice and say that I was a neighbor. You know, I'm a friendly neighbor. I live here just like you. Okay, so that's something you want to make yourself very relatable. I did that, and I even put out letters in my geofarm area, sharing with people who I am, what I'm interested in, so we could connect on a different level too. And I can remember getting phone calls from people saying, oh, I play pickleball too. Oh, I have cats too. All I did was share a little bit information about myself with strangers essentially, but it built rapport and connection with them. So, marketing plan. And I stayed consistently true with this. I still run Facebook ads, okay? I still door knock that area. I still put postcards out so people know exactly who you are. And I can share with you 2-3 years ago now, I got a random call from somebody that I didn't know that lived in my GeoFarm area, that had seen my postcards for a couple of years, that had seen me door knocking, and I had never personally spoke with them. And they said they're ready to buy a cottage. Guess what? It was $1 million cottage. I got a $25,000 commission check out of it. So this is how powerful it is. There's numerous examples of this, but that's one of them from targeting the GeoFarm area. And I will say you have to be consistent with this, consistent with the things that you're doing, okay? So pick an offline method, pick an online method, just like I did, and stick with it. In tandem with that, what I also started to do, because I was creating an email list, I had more contacts, like I mentioned, because I was doing this, is I started a YouTube channel, stuff where I could share valuable information with potential prospects, with people on my email list that weren't ready to buy, sell, invest yet. Guess what? I wanted to have a nurturing process in place where they continued to see me. And guess what? Now that I have their email, phone, and address, and all their good contact information, I have a free way to continue to contact with these people because they're on my email list. I can send them new listings, I can send them lead magnets, I can send them training, I can continue to send these people and prospects valuable information, value, and guess what? When they're ready to transact, the amount of times that I calls, emails, just for people being in my database that weren't ready to transact right then when I first met them or got their contact information. However, they're ready in a year, 2, 3 years, whatever it is, your life circumstance changes, their life circumstance changes, is that you have the opportunity to continue to provide value to these people. So that's what I did. And again, I created a YouTube channel where I'm a bit of a nerd junkie. I created a stats video where I would share on a whiteboard, these are the stats, these are the days on market, these are the number of new homes, this is the average sale price. And people still reach out today saying, when is your stat video coming out? I do that monthly. And I had created other videos around that, but what I found personally for myself is I like running the numbers. I like talking about the stats, and guess what? It positions me as an expert, like I actually know my market, okay? Because that's something that prospects like to know, that you're an expert, you understand the market, you understand the stats. So I continue to provide for more value. So a quick recap on this. I sought out a mentor, okay? I created a marketing plan, one that was offline, door knocking, postcards in a GeoFarm area, and one that was online, which was Facebook ads. What this did for me is create an email list where I can continue to nurture these people with value. Alongside of that, I started to create a YouTube channel where I could send out information where people could get to see me, see my mannerisms, see my tonality. Again, I started all of this from scratch. And within 12 months, I had a 6-figure business. I had made $124,000. And it's continued to grow year after year after that because it's just a compounding effect. When you stick with something for an extended period of time, guess what? You start to see results. So this was my journey. This was my path to get to 6 figures within 12 months. I stayed focused. I knew that I had to stay focused and continue to do something consistently to get a result. But as soon as I found that mentor, everything changed and I had structure, I had accountability, and my real estate career changed forever. I started to understand the nuances of this business because I was hearing it straight from somebody that already had done this and was making multiple 6 figures in his business as well. Okay, if you enjoyed this video, if you'd like to hear a little bit more of other stories that I have within real estate, subscribe to the channel. I'm here to provide value so ultimately you can have a consistent 6-figure business, close more deals, enjoy the process, and have a simple real estate business, have the time freedom that you deserve and why you got into this business in the first place. And if you would like to learn a little bit more about lead gen, watch this video here. I share a lot about lead gen and other sources that you can do that might resonate with you as well. Okay, I'm Nick Doherty. I'll see you on the next video. Bye for now.